10 Second Ninja X is a game by 4Circle Interactive, the successor to the original 10 Second Ninja, and pretty much my personal favorite game from a mechanical standpoint. X improves the formula from the already excellent original game, expands and polishes up the mechanics, and adds some bonus content to top it off. This isn't to say that the game is without flaw, but it is an incredibly focused experience that perfectly embodies the essence of practice and repetition to overcome difficulty. And since that style of play is my absolute favorite type of challenge in games, see Super Hexagon, Luftrausers, Ink, Devil Daggers, and so on, it's particularly exciting for me to see a game deliver it in such a pure and digestible form. 10 Second Ninja is about destroying all of the enemy robots in a small level as quickly as possible, but the enemies don't fight back or even move, because the game isn't about combat in a traditional sense. Its true focal point is the perfection of your movement, timing, and efficient planning around your limited time and resources. It's like a condensed version of speedrunning cut up into lots of brief fragments. After completing a level, you get rated according to your time, which contributes to a quota of points required to unlock a new set of levels. The level sets each introduce new mechanics that accumulate with those preceding them, making routing levels and proper execution very complex and interesting. But let's pull back for a second and look at the big picture. Being a challenging platformer, the devs had to be extremely aware of player frustration. Nobody's going to want to play your game if it feels like a bunch of irritating and arbitrary challenges, and every game has to find that balance of providing a proper challenge while steering clear of rising tempers. When it comes to progression, 10 Second Ninja's star rating system is designed to tackle this issue by being flexible enough to handle both hardcore completionists and more casual players. First off, regardless of your time, you always get at least 1 star for simply completing any given level, which already contributes to a sizable portion of the unlock quota. If all you want is to unlock the next level set, all you have to do is go back and optimize a star or two out of a few levels, which comes with an incredibly satisfying animation, by the way. And while getting a 3-star rating on some levels can be especially challenging, there will always be a few pretty generous rating cutoffs tossed in. See, this game isn't too stingy with its rewards, and it provides players a lot of options for moving forward. The mix of difficulty in each level set allows casual run-throughs to pass on without an unreasonable level of challenge, while still harboring plenty of more difficult play for driven players to sink their teeth into. Of course, 4Circle isn't the first dev team to think up this solution. After all, a form of this progression system is most famously used in everyone's favorite Super Mario 64. But I find that it's still an important thing to bring up, as it shows that the creators really know what they're doing. A lot of games of this style are too bent on being hardcore, difficult experiences, setting the bar so high and leaving failures so unforgiving that it feels like they were designed around punishing a player for being bad instead of encouraging them to get better, forgetting that most people are just trying to have fun playing a video game. 10 Second Ninja avoids that trap and is an excellent experience for every audience because of it. But, of course, the most important part of this game is its gameplay, and the accessible design philosophy applied to progression can be most clearly seen here through its conveyance of information. In a game like this, every detail that's immediately relevant to the player's success or failure should be clearly visible. After all, it's impossible to improve when you don't know what you're doing wrong. For instance, look at how this game handles motion. Player interaction is very simplistic, including only simple movement and attacks, and crucially, the animations that go alongside them are extremely clear. Notice how the ninja runs. Only his legs are in constant motion, making his straight line path clear and readable. When he jumps, his head serves as an anchor point, and his pose doesn't change his form all too much, allowing you to make proper estimates of whether a jump will land or not. On top of that, when you use your double jump, he curls into a ball that spins around its center, maintaining the same readability through his center point, while serving as an intuitive visual indicator for the player that they don't have any more jumps. Imagine if the ninja's sprite was less simplistic and his animations were more involved. For whatever immersion it may be designed to bring, the game would start to fill up with visual noise. Close calls would be much harder to gauge, and resulting failures would feel much less deserved. It seems insignificant, but these details go a long way in keeping the game fair and allowing players to improve naturally. Combat is handled in the same way. Killing a robot is accompanied by a brief red flash across the entire screen, making it obvious no matter where you're looking whether that shuriken you just threw landed or not. Similarly, damaging an armored enemy has a much less intense white flash, still communicating while effectively differentiating it from an actual kill. And as you approach a robot in the first place, a spinning crosshair appears when it enters the range of your sword or shuriken, making sure you know exactly when an attack will land and when it won't. See, every stage of destroying an enemy has a distinct and readable visualization. Just like the simplistic animations, these added details aren't technically necessary, but they are extremely helpful in removing guesswork from the game. The player doesn't have to sit and wonder about where they made a mistake. They just know and can immediately hop back into the real goal of perfecting their play. It's like the devs want you to enjoy improving and have fun while playing their game. What a novel idea! Anyway, all of this detail will go to waste without proper level design, and this game delivers 210%. No, really, it includes its own levels as well as every level from the original game, and 5 bonus levels for good measure. Regardless of number, they're incredibly well made, providing plenty of interesting puzzles that highlight the focal mechanics extremely well. Every room pushes your knowledge of the mechanics, deriving from their simplicity extremely complex levels. That's called emergent gameplay. And the new mechanics that arise in each section don't muddy this up with arbitrary rules, but accentuate the strength of the previously present system with each new idea. Sometimes they force you to take a less obvious and more challenging path. Other times, you have to find the most efficient use of each shuriken at your disposal, or even optimize your play according to the slightest differences in momentum. In summation, this game is excellent because it has a clear vision. The devs knew exactly what it was supposed to be, built strong synergizing mechanics around that, and removed anything that gets in the way so you can enjoy it as seamlessly as possible. That clear vision and excellent implementation is what allows the game to succeed in delivering an enjoyable experience to the player. As you can tell, 10 Second Ninja X checks off every box when it comes to game design, and I didn't even mention how its story's tone perfectly fits the game, or how the hub world is full of awesome secrets, Easter eggs, and unlockables, or how the post-game marathon modes completely change the dynamic of the levels and push you to amazing degrees of perfection. Seriously, this game has a ridiculous amount of stuff going for it, and missing out would be a mistake. It's just $10 on PC, Xbox, and PS4, and it'll last as long as you still enjoy playing it, whether that's just the main game or total 100% completion. So please, go and give the devs a little love for their amazing work.